Hello, good morning, friends. And this is Shivakkumar again. And so many people are there asking about the instrumentation application in petrochemical industries. Actually, right? Actually, in petrochemical, we have actually the upstream and downstream. So I'm not going to discuss on the upstream and downstream kind of process. And actually, as you know, actually in engineering or as well as in your schooling days, actually you studied about the fractional distillation, and then actually how this extraction of petrol will be converted to in different temperatures, how the fractional distillation will happen. So how the paraffin, petrol, diesel, and the subsidies, right, coming, and finally we have coal tar. All these things are coming from the fractional distillation of this the petrol, right? Actually, at the different temperatures, different actually the chemical, or I can say the product is released. So for measuring all this temperature, pressure, flow, and then level, everything, right? Actually, we need instrumentation in this field. So here, actually, we are going to see about the introduction of the petrochemicals, how the petrochemical industries are working. So how they are doing. I can say on sea petrol extraction, and then offshore, onshore petrol extraction, all these things. So general physical and chemical properties, and then actually a method of production of this process. To just to have an introduction to instrumentation engineers in the petrochemical industries process with the flow charts of petrochemicals such as ethylene, propylene, benzene, and its derivatives. So toluene, xylene, butadiene, vinyl chloride, and formaldehyde. So how these properties will behave, and then actually at different temperature pressures. So how to measure the temperature, pressure level, flow, and different differential pressures and everything, right? Actually, this is very important for an instrument engineer to monitor the process. It is slightly related to the process control, as well as the chemical engineering students or mechanical engineering students also can able to work in this field, right? And then quality study of unit operation, how the unit in the sense a control system, control room, right? How it is operating, how they are controlling the local process parameter in the sense flow, temperature, level, and then I can say pressure, right? Actually, pressure, temperature, level, flow. These are the main four process parameters. How the central unit of central control unit operation will control all these things. With an understanding of operating variables, distillation, that is fractional distillation, absorption, and extraction, and leaching. All these are the technical terms or technical process in the petrochemical industries. And then we have qualitative study of the unit operations and process with an understanding of operating variables, evaporators, reactors, crystallizers, and dryers. So these evaporators, reactors, or crystallizers, dryers, or the units, or I can say it is a kind of operation or machine centers from where actually we are processing the fractional distillations of petroleum, right, in a petrochemical industry. So if we need to add any particular chemical to treat a particular the petrol in a particular temperature, or a typical state, so you need to add the required chemicals and everything, right? So those are the requirements. And then we are going to study about the study of process control systems. So how the PD controllers work, how DCS is working, and how to deploy a PLC in this petrochemical instrumentation, how to use a SCADA. So all this SCADA is a supervisory kind of data control organization where it's a central data for collecting all the data, and then actually create and report supervised data, and it's a kind of central repository for the for any plant or industry operations. So study of process control system for production of formaldehyde, ethylene, propylene, butadiene, vinyl chloride, benzene, and a lot other actually I can say organic or inorganic based chemicals, as well as the exact process to be treated. And then we have study of process control systems for production of polyethylene, polypropylene, polybutadiene, polyvinyl chloride, polystyrene, benzene hexachloride, and then actually nylon. So we have many other actually chemicals to be involved during this process. Actually, I hope actually even those who are not in chemical engineering, even actually in the say 10th or 12th study, they can study the fractional distillation process and everything, right? So these are the typical interesting things actually you come to know. Where as an instrumentation engineer, you need to know how to measure, control, and maintain the monitor the parameters. So when considering as a textbooks, so we have AI Walden's Chemicals from Petroleum, the third edition from John Murray, London 1973 publication, and J.G. Balchan and K.J. Moon, process controls, structures and applications, Van Ashadam's Reinhold Corporation 1988, and reference, these are the textbooks. And when coming to references, we have Warren T. Mech B. Julian C. Smith and Peter Harriet, Unit Operations of Chemicals Engineering, 4th edition, McGraw-Hill 1988, and George T. Astin, Sheaves Chemicals Process Industries, the 5th edition, and McGraw-Hill 1984. So we have many kind of actually the process experts and process engineers who created or who wrote the books, and those are very important to have a case studies and live examples, right? Those are very important. Actually, normally for the petrochemical instrumentation and everything, actually we have very few in institutes are giving this courses, right? Actually, so you need to have a self interest if you want to enter petrochemical field, and also we have petrochemical related studies as well as the petrochemical management, MBA in petrochemical management, so supply chain of petrochemical. Those studies are given by the specialized institutes of Indian government and every people. So even in other if you want to do in US and Europe, so you can do that. Even it is available in Australia, all the places. So I hope actually the details I have given is very useful on the petrochemical instrumentation. Thanks, friends.